I take it on trips with me, and
it still hooks up to the computer and everything?
No, it doesn't.
Don't you remember when you were a kid, show and tell at school?
Oh, yes.
I would always forget until that morning, then I'd just grab my mom's blender and take it in.
Your mom's blender?
Mom makes daiquiris with this.
So fun.
Anyway, I'm glad we put some thought into this. Well, we'll soon see now, won't we? So we invited everyone, or most people on the morning show, if they wanted to play along, please bring in something for show and tell. And I think we should just dive right on into it. Ready?
Yes.
Here we go.
Morning show and tell. Morning show and tell. We love morning show and tell.
Thanks, kids.
Okay.
All
Don't
right,
kill us.
we use the computer to just spit out at any random list of what? It's a how do we say how we got these names?
Random order.
It's random order. The computer spit them out in no particular order.
Okay.
Thank you. And I got a lot of sleep last night.
Yeah.
I can't really focus. Our first up for show and tell display is Danielle.
Oh,
What do you got, Danielle?
So what I really wanted to bring, I forgot, because
Okay.
I forgot we had show and tell. So this is from the back.
So you're telling us that you're giving us crap.
No, it's not crap. This is something very special to me, and I actually have kept it for years. Jessica Simpson and Nick Lachey have not been together since 2006? I think they got a divorce then.
Okay.
This is a picture of them kissing at one of our events.
Vintage.
And I know that they have significant others now, not each other, but I keep this up in the back as a memory to when Jessica
There you
Simpson
go.
and Nick Lachey were together.
Show and tell. A couple that is no more.
Yes.
Kissing.
There
Beautiful.
You go. Is that lovely?
But Danielle does keep it up at her desk and she worships it. She lights a candle in front of it. And now next on our randomly chosen order list of show and tell participants.
I like this.
Garrett. Go ahead, Garrett. What do you have today?
All right, so you hear these stories about athletes who go to games growing up, like Garrett Cole, who just got signed by the Yankees. When he was a kid, he held a sign, always a Yankee, and now he's a Yankee, right?
Yeah.
So back in 1985, this radio station put out a best of album on vinyl, and my parents had it. So they passed it on to me. So this is from 1985, the Z100 Morning Zoo Best of album.
Ooh.
Wow.
That I have had for 34 years now.
What?
That is vintage.
And I've only listened to it once. I'll go back and try to find some way to get vinyl onto recording. But yeah, so I've had this ever since I was a baby, pretty much.
I've heard that album. No need to listen to it again.
Okay, fair enough.
But it is cool. I mean, that's a part of this morning show's history.
Yeah, exactly. So I've had this even before I was listening to this radio station.
There you go. Show and tell. You're listening to it in no particular order. We now move to Allie. Allie, of course, in charge of everything social media here on the show. Doing a bang-up job, by the way.
Thank you.
What'd you bring for show and tell?
So when I was a little girl, I started a collection of marbles, and now I have over 500 marbles. I used to play school with them as if they were dolls growing up. And when I travel places, I go and get a new one every place I go. And this is a marble I actually got in Santa Fe. And I wanted to show you it because when the light hits it, it turns this blue color. And it's
beautiful.
So pretty. And yeah. So.
It's a Santa Fe marble.
Yeah! Santa Fe marble.
I love that you've been collecting marbles since you were a little girl.
Yeah.
And now show and tell recognizes Brody. Brody, who didn't know what the concept was about, show and tell.
Yeah, I Googled it.
All right, so,
So this is a plastic case. It looks like a wheel, and it's full of Hot Wheel cars.
Oh, that's cool.
When I was a kid, now there's this quick story behind it. You guys know when I was a kid, I had cancer.
Yeah.
So 7 years I had to go through chemotherapy. And every time I went for a treatment, my parents bought me a Hot Wheel car or a Matchbox car. And so I have about 500 of them now.
Whoa.
And so this is a constant reminder to me that I'm here and I'm okay, but this is one of my absolute favorite things.
I love that.
That's awesome, Brody.
And I love the Hot Wheels brand is still alive today.
Yeah, as am I.
So there you go. All right, now we move to Froggy. Froggy, of course, checking in from Florida. What did you bring in for show and tell?
Well, Elvis, if you remember, over the summertime, I went to Italy, and one of the hotels that we stayed at had a very, very cool key system. and the key's very expensive. They said if you take it, they charge you. Well, since I wasn't paying for the room, I kept the key. So here is the key.
Look at that key.
Yeah, look at this key. It's so cool. From the Hotel Danielle in
in Venice.
Italy.
That's the Hotel
Yes.
Danielle in Venice. I've used that key before.
Yes,
Brody,
but
I
you.
wanted to steal it too.
Well, I did.
Oh,
And so if you would like it, I will let you hold it sometime. It is a beautiful key. It is a memoir of my trip, and I will always have it.
Oh, that's
I
so
love
cool.
my
And
key.
you were in room 335.
Yeah, I see that.
I was. It's so cool. It's the coolest key ever.
I love it.
I love this key.
That is a nice key.
It is. I
And
kept
now
it.
show and tell with Diamond, producer Diamond.
Good morning.
What do you have?
Okay, I feel really dumb because everyone's pulling out real, like, heartfelt things, and I just brought my glasses.
Okay.
You know? Well, story behind my glasses. I got them for $14 off of the internet.
Yes.
Blue light glasses, you know? So
Are
they're
those
not
prescription?
no, but they look like it, don't they?
Yes, they do.
My gosh, you're so
14 bucks, you know? So, yeah,
Wait,
that's
so you
it.
spent $14 on glasses that aren't prescription?
Yeah, but they're blue lights, so like, you know, they're better for the screen.
Yeah, for
and
computer.
you know, my phone.
Cool.
I love it.
14 bucks.
Well, you look great in them.
Thanks.
You make those glasses look great.
Come on.
And now show and tell brings Scotty B. Where's Scotty
Oh.
B? Hello, Scotty B. I'm sure you have something very unique for show and
Well,
tell.
I mean, there's not much of a story behind this, but I can't really figure out how to get all my songs on my phone. So I brought my iPod that's probably about 15 years old at this point
Oh my God, show it to the camera.
that I still use. I take it on trips with me. And
And it still hooks up to the computer and everything?
No, it doesn't. So that's why all these songs are from the 90s and early 2000s. And the last song that I put on here was Bowling for Soup, Girl, All the Bad Guys Want. That's what's playing right now. And so I still use it. People look and they laugh at me on the plane, but I don't care. I love my iPod.
There you go.
Yay.
Yeah.
The iPod lives in Scotty
does.
B's world.
Okay.
And now show and tell recognizes, Deanna. Deanna, of course, in charge of everything video, which is so important on our show.
Good morning.
The newest addition to our show. All right, good morning.
I brought my postcard collection. So usually they're on my wall, but since I'm moving, I took my favorite ones down. And my first one was from Disney World, and you could see on the back of it, I like wrote in my like 4-year-old handwriting like the princess names, and the S and like the letters are all backwards. And yeah, so I have like ones from Italy, London, San Francisco.
Well, show them to everyone in the class.
Yeah,
Hello.
but sorry.
So you've been saving postcards since you were a little girl.
Yeah, since I was like 4.
So do you ever go through them and just go travel down memory lane to see like
all the time.
trips you've taken?
I kind of wish I wrote notes on them, honestly, so I might start doing that. Might be my New Year's resolution to start writing a little thing
You should.
on the back of it.
Because one day
But
the
yeah.
brain will slip and you'll forget where that was.
Yeah.
There you go, Deanna, show and tell. Now we move on to Scary.
Scary.
Long before there were Nintendo Switches and portable like PlayStations and things like that, I was growing up, and long before video games themselves, they had these handheld games that were just one game, and it was a big clunker, and it was the first one I ever got. My mother Roseanne and my father Tony introduced me to the world of Digital Derby. This is an actual. It's a singular clunky ass game with it's got a steering wheel on it.
my God.
You could shift the gears. You press the button.
Show it to the class.
Look at that. This is like a relic.
Does it still work?
It has moving parts.
It has, yes, the wheel. I don't know, Elvis. How do you
gotta show
explain?
them.
How do you explain what that is? Where the cars switch lanes, and then you get into a crash with the car in front of you, and it goes, and the thing lights up red. If I had batteries in it.
There you go.
But
What
anyway,
year is that from?
this came out in 1978, but I got it in the early 80s. I was must have been like 7, 8 years old.
There you go.
And this is very sentimental to me.
Digital Derby.
Never let
Show
go of
and
my-
tell.
Digital Derby auto raceway.
I should have brought my Atari Pong. Gandhi is next.
Okay.
In no particular order.
So I brought in this painting.
Well, we'll show the class.
This
What is
painting. So my boyfriend and I have started painting stuff, which is super fun, especially to do as a couple. And he wanted to practice first. So this is the first thing he ever painted. He made it for me because I really wanted it to be something I wanted for Christmas, like something
that?
sentimental.
You're covering up your face for the.
So he made this picture for me, and while it was drying, he accidentally shot off a confetti cannon, so all the confetti got stuck on the painting.
Well, no, it's a part of the artwork.
It is.
It's so cute.
So that's what I brought, and that's a G. If you were wondering
Yes,
what
that's
that
a
is.
G.
Yeah,
There you go.
It's a G.
So I love what you guys do as a couple. So Gandhi and her boyfriend, they get really trashed and they paint things.
Yeah,
I
turned
love
out pretty cool.
Now the show and tell floor recognizes Nate.
Okay, there's a lesson involved with mine.
Oh, good.
So, you guys know I love the song Sailing by Christopher Cross?
Yes.
Well, I got to go see him live in concert, and he signed my vinyl album, which my buddy Brad Jerome from college went and purchased for $1 for me, and he signed the album. But the lesson is never meet your heroes because Christopher was a butthole to me. He was a total butthole.
There you go. Never meet your idols.
Right there.
Wow.
I love that. There is a lesson to be learned there. I like that.
That is
a
hysterical.
dual purpose show and tell item.
So,
All right, Sam, you're up next.
Speaking of buttholes, I have something that's going to change your lives. So I love decorating my apartment, and I'm very visually set on things. So because of that, I never got a squatty potty. Those things are ugly. So I found these amazing bamboo things that are called the Squat and Go, and it's just the size of your foot, and it is changing my bathroom game.
So you put those next to your toilet.
You can adjust the height so it acts like the squatty potty. You put your little feet up on it, but then you can just collapse it.
Did you wash that before you brought it in?
I alcohol swabbed this twice because I
Very nice.
knew you'd ask.
Very nice.
Squat and go, people.
Hey, I have a squatty potty. I like them.
Squatty potties are so once you start, you want them everywhere.
Yeah, I do.
All right,
What about you, Elvis?
Look, okay. We received this for Christmas.
Oh.
Wait.
It's a cutting board.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's in the shape of a state.
I don't.
Our friends Matt and Josh gave this to us.
I think it's upside down.
It's a cool cutting board.
What is that?
I don't recognize.
Mickey
Is that
Mouse.
Max?
Mickey Mouse.
It's Max the dog
That's so
in a cutting board. It's taken from this picture.
Oh,
Can you get a
that's cute.
close up? That's Max.
That's cute.
It's a Max head cutting board.
That's pretty cool.
Is it?
Yeah, I think that's pretty cool.
It's like, I don't know. I don't know if I can cut lime for my cocktails on my dog's head.
I know, but I think it's cute because it was something they really put thought into.
Yeah.
And they went out and got something they thought you would like.
So Christmas morning, we opened that up and we sat there for an hour. And like, what is this? Because it was like,
Yeah.
is that Delaware?
Right, exactly. It looks like a state.
A little bit.
I don't know. So that was my show and tell in the shape of my dog's ears.
That is awesome.
Max
Very nice.
head cutting board. And there you go. Show and tell. So what do we do now?
Let's cut stuff on Max's face.
Okay, let's cut stuff on my dog's face.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah, that was cool.
I think that was a lot of fun. Let's do that again next year. But let's work toward it. Start thinking of things you can bring for show and tell next year.